What do you mean you think this is pre-recorded? Asking to say the date? March 22nd. April 1st, 2023. How's it going, everyone? Geeky, Charlie, Sarah, Manga Cat, Sparrow, Less Than, Lantis. I am here. I'm awake. I am real. Bluffkin. Bow, bow, bow. How is everyone? How is everyone enjoying the long weekend? Blip, 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 blip. Sorry for the delay. I had to get some things sorted. I have just been taking a short break. I went to London recently and I've only just got back and I'm struggling with everything. Sean! Dude, how's it going? Dude, you changed your Instagram display pic? Dude, you've been hitting the gym. You're looking buff. Ice! Where am I? You are on holiday. That's where you are. Play some games? What games are you playing? Not long enough? It never is long enough, is it? Oh, did anyone go to Comic-Con, by the way? I know a lot of people went to Comic-Con. I saw Caitlin and Liddy went to Comic-Con. They met up. I think Himiko was there as well. You know, it was Amazing Friends yesterday. Oh, thanks, dude. All right, enough delaying. As some of you may know, I've mentioned recently that I was quitting my job. And that was the reason why I went down to London to hand in my laptop. And I will never be going back to that job again. And sadly, what that means for me is that I am now unemployed. Which means I have zero income whatsoever. I have almost zero monies in my bank account. Which means, as you can guess, I have to ease up on a lot of purchases. Oh, where's this? Go back. I don't think I'll be able to maintain the level of purchases that I have been this last few months with no funds. It's a bit of a shame. That being said, it also affects the channel. There will be no manga hauls. I'm not too sure if I'll be able to stream many hours because I'm going to have to start looking for a new job. And it may even be a nighttime job. Who knows? But I'm going to put it in the chat one last time. Do I have a manga haul? So with that being said, and the lack of funds that will be coming into my account, it is today that I am announcing that we will be doing a manga buying stream next week. And then the week after that, we will also be doing a manga buying stream. One will be dedicated to me, myself, and the other one, you will decide exactly what I will be buying. I will also be doing daily streams every single day of June, with giveaways and quizzes and fuku. Yes, a lot of fuku. And that's what we'll be doing. And today, as always, where's the... What? Contexto. Daily Contexto! Somebody give me a word. Manga. Ba, 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 da. Banana. Zoe just finished banana fish. She was very, very sad. Very upset. Bread. Ooh, we're going on food route. Banana is close. Fruit? It is not a fruit. Sailor. Sailor Moon. Dog. Ooh, everyone loves a dog. Ooh, dog somehow connected to banana. Not quite. But we're getting there. Troll. Troll. Troll is not on there. I'm sorry. Bacon. Let's hope it's not bacon. Definitely not. Bacon is nowhere to be seen. Plantain? No. Close. Monkey? Monkey. Oh, it's an animal. We're getting somewhere. Animal. Do I have a new job? I don't have a new job. There is no new job. Hey, where are you guys? Why can't I? There you go. Fur? Fur. Cat. Dog is the closest. Paw. Oh! We're in the turquoise. Canine? No. I'm a house slave to Zoe. Yes, I'm a house slave to Zoe now. That's how I'll be earning my keep. Claw? Paw. How about tail? Tail's a bit lower. Pad? So are we going to be moving away from animals with pad, do you think? Mongolian. I somehow don't think that one will work. It only takes single words. I'll do Mongolian. Does that how you spell Mongolian? No, it is not on there. Bean! Bean is not close. Mouse? You can't afford to pay for me. You afforded to pay for me before I was here. You can just continue. It would be like I was never here. Like toe beans. If only you could take double words, that would be great. House? Where are you going with pad? Oh, I get it. I understand. Pad, house. Yeah, I get it. Rent him out? Wait. Sparrow, what kind of language are you talking about right now? No, I don't even want to say the word. No one can rent. This isn't rent a DB otaku. Okay? I'm an expensive commodity. I'm really not. I'm very, very cheap. You can just pay me in likes on Instagram. How about that? That's enough. Did I tell Zoe where I hid the bottle opener? Wait, Zoe, you were drinking while I was away? Anyways. Whiskers. I feel like we're going a little bit further away from that. Pad. He's cheap, can confirm. Yes, I'm very cheap. Do I post on Instagram? That is true, actually. I don't post on Instagram. I do stories when I'm not here. Let's turn this down for me. Foot. Foot. Oh, very good, Lantis. 49. Let's go. I might not necessarily... We started with animals and we've kind of gone down to like animal anatomy, but foot could also be related to humans as well, right? Let's get... Where are we? Let's not do that. Let's do... Here we go. Right, where were we? Circle! Dude, it's been so long. How's it going? Toe. Did we do toe? We haven't done toe. Toes. I think that also counts. That also counts as toe. Exodus. Is that how you spell it? Did I spell it right? No. Yes. That is not on here for some reason. Moss. How's it going? Drink. What is happening? We're playing Guess the Word. And we're close to foot. We've only done 27 guesses. I don't feel like we need any hints. Maybe go up to like 50. And I feel like that's when we kind of need a hint. Leg. Leg is a good one. Foot. Leg. Leg is close, but foot and pad are closer. Sole. How do you spell sole? Like sole of the foot. Is it not like that? Yeah, dude, I'm all good. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the weather, although it's been raining on and off here. Shoe. Not footwear. It's not footwear or clothing. Finger. Step. Oh, step. Not step. Mouth. Maybe closer. What about what's on skin? No. Hair? No. Nowhere close. Soul? No. Nowhere near. I don't know where your brain is going, but I like it. Pedestrian. No. Did we guess sock? We did not guess sock. It is pretty high. Foot. I'll do 10 more and then we'll go for a hint. And I feel like we hit... It's very rare the last few times we've done this. We've got down to double digits. Normally we linger too long in like the 500 range. Kigs! Are you an option? You're not an option. I'm very sorry, Kigs. Did we do... I just did walk, didn't I? Walk. Cheese. I don't think cheese is going to be there. I see where your brain is going. Smelly feet. I get it. Ankle. No, not ankle. What are we doing? It's just guess the word. Smell. So it's not nose. Potato. Foot. Oh, we already did. Did we already do nail? We did, didn't we? Toe, toenail. Bed. Not bed. Leg, paw, smell, cloth. Toe pad, foot. What am I thinking of? And we've done shoe, and that's nowhere near. Shoe is pretty far down. Stand. That's pretty out there. Oh, not quite. Tendon. That's pretty good. We're going inside. Sadly, that's not the direction they want us to go. Smelly foot. Sadly, smelly is there, and feet do smell. Sadly, it's only singular words, not double word. But smelly's close. Slipper? Maybe types of feet, footwear. Slider. Slider double D? Yep. Single D. Football. So we're going sports. No, not quite. Fungus. Heel? Oh, heel's a good one. We haven't had that. All right. We've done 43. I'm going to do one hint. And this should hopefully help. Hint. Ground. Okay. So it's the thing that we were walking on. Is this going to be something stupid like soil or grass? Toe pad, smelly foot, ground. Boot. Oh. Boots. Boots is also pretty high. Crocs, floor. Floor is higher. Grass, earth. Grass is higher than floor and foot, but ground is the closest that we've got. Are we done walk? Arch? No, arch isn't there. We've done earth. Dog poop. I think that's 2 words. Dog and poo. Poo's pretty high. Poo is on the ground. Path. Path. Soil. I did say soil earlier. It's 50, but it's not close to 25. It's not even about shoes or feet. No, it seems to be about the ground. What about like gravel? So gravel, 8. Farm. Stone. Stone's lower than gravel, which is so close to the ground. More regularly than feet, surely. 7 billion people, oh, that's 20 billion feet. You're telling me there's not more than 17, 14 billion stones? Surely not. Road? Not road. Pebble. Concrete. pretty high. Concrete ground, gravel, garden, pavement. Getting a lot of blues, which is not. You put mud. Charlie, well done. Well done. 72 guesses. Not bad. Not bad at all. Well done, everyone. Bup, 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 bup. Right, I'm just getting go live. Need to get my stats. There we go. Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. Charlie, you don't win anything. This is just a daily thing that we do, and well, weekly thing that we do on a Monday. And I don't know, we just want to get better. I think our all time is 32 now. Maybe I should keep a running tally on who gets them. You know, I'll do a spreadsheet and we can see who gets them more frequently. Manga Cat normally has got like a couple, maybe 3. But congratulations, Charlie. Well done. That was great. Banana fish does have a muddy color. I guess we started off with banana, so I'll give you that. Well done, Sarah. Bubble, bubble, double, dribble, double, dragon, F-Zero. Right. Sparrow gave you a trophy. Okay. Alright, so today, what are we doing today? Alright, so today, I'm going to be real. I'm very tired. I know the title of the stream says longest stream ever, but that's longest stream for, like, June. I was going to go live every single day starting from now, but this week I'm pretty busy with stuff. But as of June, I want to do a couple of things. I want to start off, you know what, let me get where are you? Get me my playlist. And there we go. Chilled. Sazzle, dude, how's it going? All right, so I have messaged some of you over the last couple of days. Some of you have messaged me on my whereabouts and what I have planned for the foreseeable, because obviously I've quit my job and I've got nothing planned. I will be going live every day in June, except from for like, I think like 7 days, because I'm actually going on holiday. But I want to go live every day. I want to do some manga quizzes I have going on. I want to do a couple of manga hauls. And I also want to do a Pokemon stream. I'm going to do a Pokemon Nuzlocke, which is basically where you play one Pokemon game. Everyone knows what Pokemon is. Most likely a Game Boy Advance game. I don't know if I do the original. And you'll catch one Pokemon in every area, and that is it. And then if the Pokemon dies, you can't revive it. And then I'm going to name every Pokemon I catch after someone in chat. And then whoever, if I beat the game, everyone who got named after a Pokemon will be put into a raffle, and then we'll do a bunch of giveaways. So I want to do that as well. I do have 2 manga quizzes already ready. So I'm going to do those. I also have a quiz with Zoe, which I want to do next week as well. That will probably kick off Monday. What's Pokemon? Please explain. Well, so back in 1996, no, I'm not going to do this. I don't even think it was 1996. But I got a lot of stuff coming, and I was going to start today, but I think I've just got too much things going on. So today, I just want to regale you with some of the stories that I had, some of the experiences I've had in the past like 10 days. Some of them have been quite outrageous. None of them are about Comic-Con. I never got a chance to go Comic-Con, which is sad. Totally zoned out as you started explaining it. It's okay. I'll explain further another time. Let's do... Let's do this. Even your mum knows what Pikachu is. I think most parents know what a Pikachu is, right? Especially if they've got kids that grew up in the 90s, early 2000s. Maybe even grandparents. I survived Brum. I did survive Brum. I went up to Birmingham on Saturday. I saw a friend. I had a friend back in 2022. He was, or is, a viewer, and he randomly messaged me on Twitter saying, do you want to meet up? I'm in London next week. And I said, okay, sure. Why not? First time I've ever accepted like an invite from a total stranger that I genuinely don't know. He'd never shown up in chat. He'd never done anything like that. Never made a comment. He just randomly messaged me. Big lurker. Anyways, great guy. He's great company. And I said I was in Birmingham, and we went and we had a great time together. We saw Pride. Pride Parade was up, which was amazing. Everyone was in good spirits. One thing I was a little bit annoyed about is that the street that they were parading down was blocked off on both sides, so you couldn't cross. If you wanted to cross the road, you had to like walk like 10-20 minutes down the road, cross over, and then walk 10-20 minutes all the way back just to cross over. That was annoying, but that was, I guess, down to the police. Obviously, nothing to do with the people participating in the parade. But it was good. People were throwing out like loads of toys and sweets and t-shirts and everything. It was a great time. But it was really good. I really enjoyed myself in Birmingham. I'd definitely go again. He took me to Wells Apart, and he bought quite a few things. But one story in particular that I want to tell you about, if you can give me just 10 minutes or so, was when I went down to go and see my father, my dad. Now, me and my dad have a strange relationship. We don't talk that much over the phone or over text, but when I meet up with him, we've got a lot to say. And I messaged him saying, I'm coming down this weekend. And it was a Saturday to Sunday thing. I said, I'm free if you want to meet up. And he said, that's great. My younger brother, my stepbrother, is going to love having me around. He's turning 16 in November. So I'm thinking, great, I'm going to get time to spend time with my stepmom, my dad, who I haven't seen in a while, and my stepbrother. We're going to have a great time. And then he messaged me an hour later saying, just to let you know, we're staying in London. Now, he doesn't live in London. He lives like an hour away from London. But he said, we're staying in London in a hotel. I said, great, that's fine. Also, my younger brother has dance on Sunday. So I'm thinking, okay, so we're going into London. We're going to stay overnight. And then we're going to leave first thing in the morning to take him like 7 o'clock in the morning to dance. In my head, that kind of didn't make sense. But I thought, you know what, whatever, it is what it is. And then an hour after that, he messaged me saying, oh, we're also going to the Arsenal football game at 4 p.m. on the Sunday. And I thought, hang on a second, you don't support Arsenal. You're a Chelsea fan. So is my younger brother. And what are we going to do all day? We're just going to go back and forth between their home and London? That's like 2 hours there and then 2 hours back. That seems like a lot of effort. So I get to him on Saturday morning and he says to me, oh, you're not meeting your younger brother now or your stepmom. It's just going to be me and my client. Now, my dad works for some sort of insurance company. I don't know. I don't really understand. He tells me that I got a bald head. Things just go aerodynamic and all that stuff. Anyways, he's like part of this company and they get people from all over the world to come into London and invest their money in property and, you know, help them with insurance and that kind of thing. So I'm sitting there at this fancy, swanky hotel bar that he just randomly stopped in at. And we're talking and we're having a good time, just catching up. So I think to myself, oh, you know, he's told me what's going to happen this weekend. I guess I can do this for a little bit. And I'm sure I'll have a great time. And then maybe at some point I can see my stepbrother. And then we leave the hotel and we check in to, I'll tell you where we check into. We check into, what was it called? It's called, you know what? I might just be able to show you some videos. That might be easier. bang. This is actually terrible. I'm sickened. Oh my God, this is so bad. So he takes me to this hotel. We take an Uber from the bar that we're at, and he takes me to this hotel. We step out, and the first thing that happens is I say thank you to the Uber driver. I step out, and I'm immediately approached by an usher, and he says to me, "Excuse me, sir, can I take your luggage?" I said, "No, it's fine. I'll take it myself. I'm okay." And then my dad says, "No, let him take it." I say, "Okay, sure." So he takes our bags and he leaves. I have no idea where he goes. And then as I walk to like the foyer area, there's like loads of other ushers and other people just standing around, all dressed up, looking smart. They say, "Hello, sir. How are you today?" I'm very well, thanks. How are you? And I get that like maybe 8, 9, 10 times before I get to the reception. And if I'm going to be honest, I feel very uncomfortable. I'm not one to accept praise by many people. In the job that I was in, I never got thanked for anything. So I'm getting thanks by all these welcomes by all these people, and I'm responding with, "Yes, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?" And their response to that is, "Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Yes, thank you very much for asking. How are you?" And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, you don't get any sort of recognition, do you? You just receive bags and take this here, take that there, give me this, show me this. No thank yous, no pleases, no nothing, do you? That's what's going through my head. And I can tell from their eyes that they don't love their jobs. Arse licking is not the greatest job to have, and that's all they have, to look after the people of the hotel, the guests, and make sure they feel most comfortable as ever. Anyways, I get to the reception and they check us in, and we go up to our hotel. And I'm just going to show you a couple of clips. I did show off some of them on Instagram. Obviously, Instagram stories only last for a day, 24 hours. So this is my hotel room that I was staying in. This is just the main bedroom and like seating area, which is pretty big. This is my bed over here. This is my dad's bed. It's got this really nice chair. It's actually rather large. And then this massive bookcase, pretty huge. And this is the hallway. This is the front door. This is the hallway to basically to the room. And this is the wardrobe, walk-in wardrobe. There's this side here. This is where my dad hung up all his stuff. This is just, I think these are dressing gowns. There's me. And then there's the other side, and it's got loads of drawers and everything. Now, that in itself is really impressive. I was very shocked to see something like that. I've never been in a hotel as nice as that. And the crazy thing is, every room had one of these devices. There was like 20 of these, almost on every single wall. Now this one here particularly is for the bedroom. This was next to my bed. My dad had his own separate one. I have the bed headlight, which was a light above my head. And then next to the bed headlight was a reading light, which is this one here. And I could turn it on and off. And each one had its individual brightness that you could put it up and down, which was crazy. There was also a button for the curtains, which are automatic. Now you could have them drawn slowly. You could also set times. So at specific times, you could set it for 7 o'clock in the morning, open the curtains and turn the lights on to X amount of volume. And then every single one had a room light as well. Not only did they have that, next to it, underneath, they had a tablet which did exactly the same thing for every single every single room. Although there were only 3, 4 if you include the hallway. But I feel like it was a bit extreme. I felt extremely uncomfortable. And then the last one I want to show you is the bathroom. And the bathroom this is the fanciest bathroom I've ever been in. I'm just waiting for it to load. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm quite clean. I like to keep things, hygienic for when people come around. I don't like too much mess. This felt too clean. So just to show you, this was my sink. This was my sink with my own towel. I had a mirror which flipped over and then enhanced so I could see all the crevices in my face and my nose. I had a box of tissues. I had toothpaste and mouthwash and everything all ready for me. This is the bath, which had its own mirror. I never used the bath. I was too scared to. And then my dad has exactly the same thing on the opposite side behind me. I look tiny. I do look tiny because, believe it or not, I'm 5'10", nearly 5'11". You could fit probably 20 people in this bathroom. Not including standing in the shower, the toilet, or in the bath itself. And then this is the door to get in, and it has mirrors on the back of it. Look, I'm not particularly like body conscious, not that much anyway. I want to see my full body from every single angle, if I'm being honest. So I don't know how I feel about this. And this is the shower. The shower has a normal shower head that you can take off and rinse around. Then it has the rainfall one. And then it also has a little, you can see right here, a little stool that you can sit on in case your back starts hurting while you're having a shower. And the best part, a bidet. With heated, functioning seats, 3 levels of water pressure. Not only that, you could listen to the radio, connect to the internet, and I called my friends whilst on the toilet. It was mental. And yes, it was very nice to look at, and it was very nice to be in. But I didn't like it. Not one bit. I did enjoy the free fruit. That was very nice. Now I did have, I'm pretty sure I had, actually I do have a 3-minute video, but I don't think I'll show it because it shows pretty much the majority of what I've already shown you. But one other thing I want to show you, just quickly, is the journey that I had to take when I was not in the room, if you wanted to go to the restroom. This is the last video I'll show you for now. So I'd already been walking for like maybe 3 minutes past the reception to look for the restroom. And I got a little bit lost. So I asked someone, oh, excuse me, could you let me know where the restroom is? And he said, yep, just down this corridor, chuck a right, down the corridor, and chuck the first left. Okay, wonderful. And this is only a 30-second clip, but I'd already been walking for at least 3 minutes beforehand. And again, whilst I'm walking, I'm still receiving a bunch of, hello, sir, how are you? How are you this evening and whatnot? And feeling very uncomfortable still, and also needing to go to the restroom. I was in a bit of a rush. I did feel a little bit rude when I was kind of ignoring them. Also, on the way to the restroom, they were all closed by the time I started venturing through. There were a bunch of stores that were open selling rings and jewelry and luggage, just in case you needed it for whatever reason in a hotel. I don't know what kind of person wakes up in a hotel and thinks, you know what I need right now? Some jewelry. I need some nice earrings, a few finger rings. Why was I there? Good point. I didn't know at first why my dad was taking me here, but he just said, I'm meeting my client here. And I just assumed I was staying there for the night. You're still not sure where the punchline is? There is no punchline. I'm just here. Anyways, so me and my dad are getting settled in the hotel room. And then his client, we'll call him Alex. Alex calls up and says, I'm downstairs. Come see me. So we go downstairs and we see him. Now, Alex comes from Uzbekistan. He's very fluent in English, extremely so. I think he is a multi-millionaire. Because as I introduce myself, I shake his hand. I say, hello, Alex, how are you? He says, yes, I'm very well, thank you. He then goes on to, I say, how was your trip? Because he flew over from Alex. And I think it was like 5 hours, I think it is. And he says to me, yeah, it's very, very long. Just had to see to the chickens before I left. I said, oh, you got chickens? That's nice. What are their names? He said, oh no, I don't have names for my chickens. I have 10,000 chickens that lay eggs, and I have to make sure that everything's secure before I leave the premises. I said, okay, what have you got 10,000 chickens for? Oh, I own a chicken farm, and we produce eggs locally in our hometown, and we send them out, and we're looking to branch out to other countries. I said, oh, okay, that's interesting. Is that your like main line of work? Because I know you're into insurance. And he started going on about all these other businesses that he owns. He owns an airline company. He owns a football team. He owns this medical company. And he also owns like 2 hospitals. I was like, wow, you've got a lot of assets. And I'm sitting there twiddling my fingers like, I've got a lot of manga, if you want to talk about that. I didn't say that, obviously. But anyways, I'm talking to him. And then he starts chatting with my dad. And I think to myself, oh, it's just going to be me, dad, and this gentleman. He's very, very fine. He's very, very like well-spoken, easy to talk to, as long as I, ask questions about him. Never really asked anything about me. So we're sitting there, and I think to myself, this might be okay. I can deal with my dad, not a problem. I can deal with maybe one other person. And then another person shows up. It's Alex's lawyer. I think, oh, what do we need a lawyer for? So, we're going to be building a property in England. So we're looking to expand our business. Do you want to come to our meeting tomorrow? And we can discuss like logistics and everything. I was like, yes, I would like to be part of the logistical conversation. In my head, I was thinking, I don't even know half the things that your company does. I don't know what I can add to this meeting, but sure, why not? I guess I'll go. There's me, dad, Alex, and now this lawyer. And then 2 other people show up. And I shake their hands, and they all start talking their native language at this point. And this is where I start to think, this might not be an issue, because at the end of the day, they're talking business. And then my dad gets up, says, I'm just going upstairs, and leaves. And now I'm scared. Because I don't speak or understand anything that they are saying. And I feel very, very awkward sitting there. And we're sitting on a table for like 9 people. I don't know why in my head I thought it was just going to be us 3 when we sat at a table in like a massive lounge area with other tables for like 2-3 people. And we sat at this big 9-seater. I thought my dad was going to be at 5 minutes. 30 minutes go by of me not saying a single word. And not only did I feel extremely uncomfortable, but several more people showed up. Some of their kids showed up. And when I say kids, I'm old. I'm super old. Their kids show up. They're like maybe anywhere from like 18 to maybe 21 years old. And I think, damn, this is going to be terrible. Not only can I not talk business with the millionaires, I also can't talk Zoomer to these kids who are just on their phones all the time on Instagram and whatnot. And again, none of them, they speak English to me perfectly well. And then when they start talking to each other, I don't understand a single word they're saying. And I feel very uncomfortable. And at this point, it was like every 3-4 minutes, a new person was coming. I was shaking their hand, getting introduced to them. I forgot every single one of their names other than Alex. Alex was the only one that I remember. I can't remember any of the others. And the frustrating thing is that I couldn't find an opening to get up and leave. Not only that, no one was on their phone. So I didn't feel comfortable being on my phone because I didn't want to have everyone's eyes on me. Because for as long as I was sitting there just eagerly listening, like, yes, very interesting. Yes, very interesting. Even though I didn't understand a single word any of them were saying, I felt like I blended in to the table. The moment I whipped out my phone, I feel like they would have seen, like, oh, this guy's an outsider. Why is he here? And I think an hour went by of my dad not being there. And I had met 13 people and not said a single word outside of, hi there, my name's David, how are you? What do you do for a living? And then I saw it, an opening. One of the sons whipped out his phone and he had a one-piece phone case. It was a Going Merry phone case. Which doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you've got a Going Merry phone case, you're an OG One Piece fan. Most people I see have the Sunny as their main ship. And I think to myself, this is it. This is how I get in with the kids. This is me. I can do this. But they're sitting across from me, 5 seats down. I see my chance. I just don't know if I can grab it. How do I stand up, traverse the table confidently, and approach this potentially 18-year-old and say, you like One Piece? Who's your favorite character? In my head, I was thinking, how do I do this? How do I transition? And then suddenly, 2 of the men stand up and leave. I think, yes, I'm that much closer. There's space. There's a path. I can see it. I'm like Tanjiro. I can see the line. And then as I build up the courage to stand up and go and approach this boy, everyone else stands up almost at the same time. And I think to myself, we're leaving, aren't we? Turns out that whole debate for an hour were discussing where they was going to eat. Why they couldn't involve me in that kind of conversation, I don't know. I was starving at this point. I hadn't eaten anything since I left Newcastle. The only thing I did have was a chai tea, a black chai tea. Now the black chai tea itself was actually quite fancy. I'll show you right here. Where are you? There we go. Bloop. There we go. This was my chai tea. I'm going to ask you how much you think this tea was. I got 1 teacup, 2 biscuits, and a teapot. I was able to refill this cup, I would say, 4 times. Not only that, it got consumed, the whole teacup, within 2 sips. £16, £20, £45, £38. You think £38? I didn't get a chance to try those biscuits, by the way. I just didn't feel comfortable eating them. The tea came to £14. £9,000. The tea came to £14, which is a ridiculous number. I thought. Anyways, my dad and Alex, before everyone else showed up, had one whiskey, single shot, and Alex had a Coke as well on the side. And then when everyone else came, everyone just had tap water, just it's not tap water, the water that they supplied us with. Which I think we went through two bottles of plain still and 2 bottles of sparkling water. How much do you think the bill came to? So 2 whiskeys, single shot, 1 Coke, 1 chai tea, which came to £12, and then 4 bottles of water. How much do you think that came to? Depends on the whiskey? Exactly. I don't know what whiskey it was. They just said, can we get 2 whiskeys, please? Single shot and a side bottle of Coke. 9,001. You need to sell your manga collection for this. So this whole thing was paid for by Alex. He paid for the whole thing. He was coming down to London to invest in a new property that his company was going to build. And they needed my dad for the logistical side, the insurance side and everything. So they did that. But they said they wanted my dad there. So they paid for his hotel room. And they paid for all his food. £50, £50, £100, £400, £165. It was £350. I didn't want to, but as we were about to leave, I took a quick glance at the check and was astonished that my chai tea was the cheapest thing on there. The bottles of water were £25 each. £25. £100 for 4 bottles of water. So that means plus my £12 tea, £12, £112, £300. The whiskies and the Coke were £230 each. £230 in total, sorry. So the bottle of Coke was £30, and then the 2 whiskies were £150 each. There have been some amazing water. I couldn't tell you if it was tap or mineral or... The only thing I could have told you if it was sparkling or still. That was the only thing I was able to tell you. Tea is cheaper than water. Exactly. That's the crazy thing. You get 50 years added to your lifespan. I wish, and I hope so. Maybe I'll live to like 100 and, I don't know, 50. Who knows? We'll see. Chai means tea. On the menu it said chai. Did it say chai? I think it said jasmine chai, and that was it. I say chai tea just because, you know, I'm English. All my friends drink tea, and that's what they say to me. Yeah, this tea was ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. Oh, here's a better picture. Here we go. Here's the teapot. That's the teapot it came in. And that's the glass, probably filled up with, £6 of water already. So anyways, now we're looking to go to lunch. To dinner even. Now the dinner they booked for 9:30. And we get there, and it's this fancy, like, sushi, Chinese, maybe Japanese. I'm not really too sure. It has a plethora of different dishes. It's doing dumplings, it's doing noodles, it's doing pho, it's doing a lot of stuff. It's doing sushi, lot of raw fish, and yeah, It's just a lot. It's just a lot of stuff. I'm not too sure what it was. Couldn't even tell you the name of the place. And I was just looking through the menu as we got there. And everything's really expensive. Everything's like £20 minimum dish. And you know, with things like sushi and like maki rolls, that kind of thing, they're small. So you're going to be ordering a lot. Now, the maki rolls were like £20 and you got 6. That's probably not enough for one person. So we ordered several. I don't know if I'll be able to pause it in time. But this is the side menu that I was looking at. So this is chef's vegetable selection, grilled vegetables, green beans, spinach with butter, green salad, mashed potato, broccoli, which is all I wanted. A lot of the stuff that I wanted, I thought, you know what, I need some green. And I saw that, oh, broccoli. Roast potato with rosemary, and then I don't know what truffle chips to share for 2 is. That was valued differently. Before I show you, some of you may have already seen on Instagram, how much do you think these side dishes were worth? Mashed potato, green salad, broccoli, green beans. £30. A bit excessive, but close. I wasn't ready. I've seen a lot of outrageous side prices. I've seen like £3, £4 for a side dish. It was £9. £9 for each. And do you want to know? Do you want to know how much you got? For £9, how much you got? This was £9 worth of veg. It better be coated in gold. Yeah, it's probably the cheap gold that you can get from Amazon that doesn't cost anything. Now, to be fair, this isn't exactly it. It's slightly more than this, but this is all I took from the bowl. You can't really see it, but in the distance, there's this little tiny bowl with like 2 cherries in it. Each dish had 2 cherries, 2 sticks of broccoli, 1 floret of cauliflower cut in half, and 2 string beans. And that bowl consisted of, I think it was like... I think we ordered 2 of every single £9 dish, vegetable dish, and they just distributed it out equally amongst 12 of us, 15 of us. So yeah, this was probably about £9 worth of veg, if you include all the other stuff that we also got. It looks like a kid put it together. Hey, I did my best. It didn't come out like that. I arranged it on my plate like that. It's terrible. It was terrible. The food wasn't great. What I will say, which I thought was quite fancy, they had these chopsticks and they were double-ended. I was like, oh, that's quite interesting. But considering the price for everything, they were wooden and not even glossed. They were just pure wooden. Like, you put it in your mouth, you could feel the fibers of the wood, and you just know at any moment you're going to get a splinter through the gum. It wasn't great. It looked nice. And they had these nice little chopstick holders, which I thought was pretty cool. One thing I will say, though, you really paid £9 for some leftover raw veg? Yeah, I did. Well, I didn't. Alex did. One thing I will say, though, I'm a big fan of restaurants where they cook in front of you. You know, Benihana, that kind of thing. You know, not Korean barbecue, but like Korean barbecue is like you self-do it. But like when you see the food being cooked in front of you. This restaurant had that, but they also had all the veg that you could want and think about in these massive baskets. And it just went on for ages. Chicken Daddy, Alex. Yeah, Chicken Daddy was delivering the goods. He looked after us well. Yeah, I didn't get too many pictures of the food because there was a lot of people. And when I say there was a lot of people, there was a lot of people taking photos. A lot of people on these tables. There was a few happy birthdays, Instagram reels and recordings, and a lot of people just sitting around. I saw one table. I swear they didn't say a single thing. They were just on their phone the whole day, just whole time taking pictures of their like small broccoli and like half a shallot and finely chopped with a little bit of salt on it, and like a quarter of a dumpling because that's all they could afford. Posted on Instagram like, oh my god, this is the best meal ever. And a lot of the people that kept leaving, I saw they didn't even touch their food. It's like you just went there for the clout, just to say you'd been there. Do they bundle it for 2 pieces of carrot for £16? Yes, that's exactly what they did. So yeah, there was a lot of people taking photos, and I thought, you know what, it's just clearly one of those places. But again, much like the meeting I had before we left, everyone around my table, even the kids, didn't have their phone out. They were all talking. Obviously, the adults were talking business. All the kids were at uni, so they were talking about their, whatever it is subject they were doing. And frustratingly, the dude and I found out the girl who also had a one piece, or wasn't one piece, I think it was some sort of, I couldn't tell you who it was, but it's definitely some sort of anime manhwa character on the back of her phone case. But they were sitting together talking quite closely, and I was like 3 seats away, and we were in around a circular table. And again, I couldn't pluck up the courage to stand behind them and say, you like One Piece? Who's your favorite character? That's creepy. Where a nearly 40-year-old man comes up to you and starts asking you those kind of questions. Someone who's double your age. You think, you're a bit weird. You haven't said anything for the past 6 hours. And the first thing you say is, do you like One Piece? Anyways, I didn't approach him in the end. Oh, by the way, this was my starter. This was cucumber and avocado maki. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. This was, I think it was £16. Was it 16 or 26? It may have been 26. It did taste nice, but definitely not that kind of money nice, It was yummy, but not that kind of price, Should have asked them, Zora Sanji, who wins. I should have. I was just too scared. These big businessmen, I was sitting to the right of, and then all the kids I was sitting to the left of. I'm in the middle. I'm like, who do I talk to? Then my dad kept talking to the guy next to him. I was like, I can't even approach. We're in a circular table, so I can't even hello guys, here. It's kind of awkward. Anyways, the bill wrapped up. Dude paid for it. I didn't get a chance to look at the bill. Couldn't tell you how much it was. They got sake, put it on ice. We had 6 rounds of that. I didn't have any. No way was I going to be drinking alcohol whilst not being able to talk to anyone before the alcohol. I just would have gone full weeb, I think. Was I still wearing a t-shirt at this point? So the t-shirt I was wearing was a Demon Slayer t-shirt. Luckily, it had a pocket with a Demon Slayer logo on it. And to be fair, unless you knew Demon Slayer, you don't know. You don't know what it is. It just looks like a flashy symbol. But the back is a large rectangular print of Tanjiro and Nezuko all in purple. So I had to wear a coat, like a jacket, the whole time. And I was very hot and very uncomfortable in many ways. Uncomfortable to talk to everyone, uncomfortable sitting there, sweating, getting really hot. And I knew I just couldn't take off my top. I should have, because maybe it would have been a good conversation starter with the kids sitting next to me. But anyway, what was supposed to be a 9:30 dinner, we got there, we ordered our food. Food didn't come out till 10:30 at the earliest. The last dish came out at 11:30, and then we didn't leave until nearly 1 o'clock. It wasn't great. So anyways, we're all standing outside waiting for a cab. And we're standing there, and I think, this is my chance. If these guys are going to be here tomorrow, then I'm gonna have to try and get involved in them now. I see the kids. And I think I just got to pluck up the courage and go. And I approach the dude, and he's just there on his phone. And I say, I see your phone. Where'd you get it from? I like the design. It's Gary Merry, right? And he looks up and he goes, pretend you're me, and I'm the dude. And you've just asked me the question. I don't, this isn't my phone. This is my girlfriend's phone. I don't know what this is. I think, damn. That's cool. Never mind, dude. It's fine. And I see the girl and I think, maybe I should ask her. And I think, I don't know if I can. At this point, I've been shot down already. And I just go for it. I turn around to the girl. I said, can you tell me who's the character on the back of your phone case? Again, pretend you're me and I'm her. Other side this time. I walk in between the middle of them. She's like this. Yeah, I don't know. All right, cool. Nice having a conversation with you. See you later. Bye. And that was it. For like 4 or 5 hours, I felt like I had a way to maybe get in. And in my head, I was thinking, after that, I just hope I don't see them tomorrow. It turns out I didn't. Because I went down for breakfast the next day, and it was just the men. And we sat there for breakfast. And we ate. They didn't show up. And I said to myself, I can't be here anymore. So I said to Alex, Alex, thank you so much for your hospitality. And thank you so much for inviting me today to the football match. I was an Arsenal fan when I was a kid. I haven't watched football in a long time. And I told a big fib. I said, I've got to go see my friend. He needs me. He's not very well. And I just need to see him, if that's okay, if you don't mind. He's like, no, sure, not a problem. Just come Tuesday. We're busy with Monday meetings, but come Tuesday and we can talk logistics and we can get you involved. I said, that would be great. Thank you very much. And then as I'm doing this and shaking his hand, he turns around to my dad and says, he's not staying. He's not staying. And I hadn't told my dad this at this point. I just made up my mind as we all stood up collectively after breakfast. I was like, yeah, I can't. I've got to see my friend. Anyways, went upstairs, got my stuff, and I was out of there. Did he offer me a job? It sounded like it. If I went to the Tuesday meeting, which I didn't return, ain't no way I was going to sit there for any minute in that awkward scenario where I didn't know what was being said, who these people are in general. Not only that, I kept asking them about this. No one asked me what I did. At all. Not even once. Nobody cares about me. I'm going to sit there. And in my head, I'm thinking, I thought I was going to have a nice weekend with my dad, my stepbrother, and my stepmom, and we're going to have a great time. I'm going to meet their dog. Well, I've already met their dog. I'm going to spend time with their dog. We're going to have a great time. We're going to chat. And then I'm just going to go home like late Sunday afternoon. And that just didn't happen. I spent like 24 hours with these people, and that wasn't fun. The bed was nice, I guess. I slept for like 5 hours, and then I was up first thing in the morning. Why did your dad do this to you? I don't know. I think he double booked. He'd already said yes to me, and then I think he realized, I'm doing this thing with my client. I'll just invite David. It'll be fine. It'll be good. But also on the breakfast, I took no pictures. I had porridge and maple syrup because I didn't really want anything else because of the obscene prices. My porridge was £22. It was not nice. I put seven sachets of sugar, and it was still bland as cardboard. It wasn't great. Dude next to me ordered a full English breakfast, £40. I kid you not, one singular hash brown, this big. 2 slices of bacon, no bigger than these 2 fingers. Scrambled egg, admittedly, the scrambled egg, completely yellow. I've never seen yellow scrambled egg. Apparently it's something to do with the good quality of the eggs and the yolk. But it looked really nice. Again, this big. Very flat, very small. And toast. They didn't get... When you go to a cafe, or when you order a slice of toast, if you go to like, I don't know, a Toby's Carvery, you know, or if you go to a Wetherspoons, you get toast as a side. You normally get 1 to 2 slices of toast cut in like a triangle. So you either get 2 or 4 triangles, depending on the place, depending on how much you spend. With this £40 full English breakfast, he got 2 triangles, but it was 1/2 of a slice. 1 triangle, 1/2 of a triangle. And that was cut. You got 2/4 of 1 slice of bread. It was absolutely ridiculous. And I must say, I did not enjoy myself. -1 out of 10. Would not recommend to meet up with my dad and his client again. One last thing I will show you. I will show you the journey from the lift to the room. It is quite long. I won't show you the whole thing. But it's pretty long. So there's 4 lifts, and they open up. Not only can you just walk in and press any one of these buttons, but just in case you didn't want to turn right and touch the buttons, you could just come in and fully turn around and touch the exact same buttons, or turn around the other way and touch the other buttons on the other side. And I don't think I recorded it, but they're also the same buttons on the opposite wall as well. So they had 4 sets of the same buttons. And it was crazy. Now I'm walking along, and again, you don't see it, but this woman here, there's a woman around the corner. She's doing the cleanup duty. And she says, "Hi sir, how are you? Hope you're having a nice morning. How was your breakfast?" And I said, "Yes, very well, thank you. How are you?" And she said, "Fine, fine." She's screaming down the corridor. And "Yes, doing well, doing well." And then you tap in with your card and you walk in. And the crazy thing as well, there's a doorbell outside. So when room service comes, they ring the doorbell and it rings throughout the whole room. It's crazy. But this is the whole room. I've already showed it to you. This is, I think I'll go in like detail of some of the other stuff. It's got like loads of drawers and everything. They're super fancy. They're the soft close ones. So you close it, it stops, and it slowly closes. Already showing off the bathroom. Don't want to show that again. And then one other thing they did have that I didn't show you in the... Load my baby. I think, is it here? Yeah. So, again, this is the room. And underneath the TV, they have 3 doors. And I'm sure I show you the doors. Yes, I do. So in this drawer is a coffee maker, 2 cups, and inside it's got all the different teas and coffees at the back over there. It also has snacks. These are the snacks. I don't know why a hotel like this has Twix and Snickers, but that's a snack apparently. And they've got all these like weird hard candy, chocolate coated candies in glasses. And they've got like a fancy wine area. And it sounds like I'm just boasting, but I was just invited to this. I don't really get a lot from my dad. This kind of thing like isn't normal for me. I hated it. But I didn't touch any of this whatsoever. Also a tea set as well, just in case you want a tea set. And a printer at the bottom. Not printer, it's a mini fridge. All Coke and stuff. Pretty fun. And then here's an extra USB port. USB, you could plug in your Switch and stuff. This is the funny thing. They have a stationery cupboard. And I sent a letter to Zoe. I saw this. I was like, oh my God, I have to write a letter. So I wrote a letter to Zoe. And I took it to the reception. They said, yes, someone can get this sent for you. And I took it to the concierge. And they said, yep, I'll take this. And I'll send it out for you Tuesday morning. And I was like, what? And they sent it. And she received it like Wednesday afternoon. Absolutely bonkers, I must say. Anyways, that was my tale of how a weeb gets caught up in some multi-million business deal and has no idea what's going on. And when he attempts to talk, it just, falls flat. It didn't go so well. How much did it cost me? 0. Absolutely nothing. I was invited. It cost nothing for my dad. And his client paid for everything. And like I mentioned earlier, he sounds like he's a multi-millionaire. But they are not my type of people. At least you got sushi. There was a lot of sushi. There was a lot of sushi on the table. Okay. The big question now... Oh, they've changed it. This used to be blue. Now it's no longer blue. What's happening? 68 votes. Do I have a Manga Haul? 81% of you said yes. What's that like? 19 people? Poll ending. 26 votes? 26 votes, sorry. That's what I meant. But the big question is, do I have the Manga Haul? I do have a Manga Haul, which means, as always, drop your numbers in chat. How many volumes do you think I've purchased? And if you get it right, you will get a e-card of some kind. Sazzle, if you are listening, if you are still here, I still owe you money because for some reason you won't take it. If people pick the same number, then it just means multiple people get the prize. Let's do loop. Display. Are we doing this top and this? Yeah, there we go. Bang. Alright, I'm just getting everything sorted. I think I need brighter lights. There we go. Wonderful. Look at that. It is Manga Haul time, everybody. Are we ready? Has everybody locked in their numbers? Miss has gone to bed? Okay. I'll message her one more time. She guessed 9 last time, and Sparrow also guessed 9. I gave 9. I gave her Sparrow her gift card, but Zazzle didn't want to take it for some reason. Too nice. Have you made the announcement? Oh, you know what? I'm not a big YouTube streamer, but you know what I should really do? I should update my titles. My title at the moment is longest stream huge announcement. The huge announcement is that there is no long stream. The longest stream will be I'll be streaming every day in June, bar like 6 days, because I'm now unemployed. I have nothing else to do but go live and, I don't know, entertain you somehow. And also I'm doing a bunch of giveaways. I'm doing manga quizzes. We're doing buying streams, and we're playing video games. It'll be fun. So I'm just going to change the title quickly to Live Manga Haul. And just a quick note, because a few people have messaged me, and I know people, although they don't comment, they do like to look. I do have... Where is it? I do have a VOD channel. I upload all of my streams to this channel because a lot of my streams I use copyrighted music and I don't want it to affect my main channel. So I've put it all onto this channel. So if it affects this channel, I don't really care. I'm relatively up to date almost. I think I'm like 10 behind. But if you do miss any of the streams, they're normally not live for quite some time. So you can always come here and watch them if you want to. I do normally put timestamps if there's any particular thing that you feel like you've missed. I don't promote this. If you want to watch it, you can. I just put it here just for my sake. And yeah, so feel free to watch it if you can, if you want to. Right, it is Manga Haul time. Oh, thank you. I don't know how long I was muted for. How long was I muted for? Muted? Anyways. Ice, have you got 200 volumes coming now? That's ridiculous. And also, did you use sci-fi.com? And if so, did you use code Dragon Ball Zowie to get 5% off of your order? I think it's very important that people do that. He said something about me and Alex. Damn! The whole story's gone. The video. No. You will guess anyway. Sparrow, if anyone wins these kind of things and you guess it again, then I'll just have to fork over the money. Right. On Instagram, I was actually every day going into London and going into Forbidden Planet. And I took recommendations every day. I took one recommendation every day. And I started off with Black Clover. Several people had recommended Black Clover to me. Now, I have watched and read Black Clover before. And I think I'm a good, I don't know, maybe like 10 volumes in terms of like knowledge, how much I know. But I know it's moved to a different magazine now. I think it's gone online and you get maybe one every month, if that. And I think now we've whittled down to like a volume a year, kind of like Blue Exorcist. But this is great. I've just read just the first volume, and it really is a good action shonen. It has all the plot points that One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, and My Hero have come before it. It has it all. It has the same tropes. It doesn't do anything special. It just has a great skin on it. Mages, and I love it. The anime I wasn't a big fan of because I know Asta, the voice actor, wasn't a big fan. I'm going to be honest. It was a bit loud, a bit obnoxious, a bit too much for me. I didn't like it. You're collecting it too? Yeah, I collected the first volume. The recommendations, I was going to collect a couple of volumes, but I ended up only just getting one. So I'm quite happy with this. And I'm happy to continue getting it. I don't know if there will be a box set anytime soon. I hope not, because I will be collecting the singles like pretty soon. And then I also picked up, I had volume 1 a while ago, and I've still not read it. This is The Night Blooms Behind the Castle Walls. Now, I picked up volume 1. I think it was recommended by Caitlin. And now I have volume 2. Because it was £6.50, which is pretty cheap for a 7 Seas volume, which are normally anywhere from $12.99 to $14.99, depending on what it is you're buying. But it was really good, I think, this kind of price, so I picked it up. And I've heard a couple other people have picked this up and said it's really good. For £6.50, I think I just had to get it. You love this one? Good. I'm glad, Sparrow. I accept your recommendations and your acknowledgement of good series, so you have good taste. The anime gets better, especially with Asta's voice acting. Yeah, I think there was a lot of, not uproar, but there was a lot of comments and memes about the voice actor for Asta. Just being, especially the Japanese one specifically. I haven't watched the dub, but yeah, I heard it gets good. And he got better, should I say. It's only 3 volumes? Oh, sick. I didn't know that. Even more reason to get it. And then I picked up Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. Now, I met up with my friend in Birmingham, and he said he wasn't a big fan of this one. He was expecting it, I don't know, a little bit more dynamic between the two interests. I really like this one. They are both older. Their interests are smoking behind the supermarket. Literally it. There is like a little bit of a plot twist from volume 1, and you don't really need to spoil it for anyone. But it's nice. My gosh, my dog is going crazy. It's nice. It's a nice little, like, slice of lifey. I can't really tell if it's romance just yet. Maybe volume 2 will make it feel like romance. But I think it's good. It might not continue to be, like, as great, in my opinion, if the story doesn't progress more. The things with romance, you can only watch the back and forth and the miscommunication for so long before you say to yourself, you know what? I'm tapping out. I'm clocking out. I don't think I want to do this anymore. There's a volume 2 of this already? Yes. I was quite surprised because I feel like, well, I only read volume 1 like a few weeks ago, but I think we had it for maybe like a month and a bit. But I think it's good. I enjoyed the first volume, and I'm looking forward to continuing this one. I don't know if it's still going on in Japan. I don't know how frequently it comes out, but let's hope it wraps up maybe in, I don't know, single digit numbers. That would be nice. Why you got frustrated with my dress up, darling? Yeah, the awkwardness seems to, you know, linger way too. It seems to occur way too much. And when they're young, you know, Gojo, is it Gojo or Geto? No, Geto's from Jujutsu Kaisen. Gojo is just oblivious, it seems. But just make your move, dude, I think. Yes, also, I picked up this over the weekend, and Zoe also pick this up as well. So we have 2 copies now. So if you need it, please contact Dragon Ball Zoe on Instagram and she will sort you out a good deal. You think it's 4 volumes in Japan? That's okay. 4 volumes is fine. I'm happy to read a romance for a few volumes. It just needs to progress. The first volume, it was quite comedy orientated. I quite enjoyed the plot twist. I hope it continues a little bit longer in the second volume. I just hope it doesn't go on forever. But we'll see. This next volume was a complete surprise. I didn't realize they had reprinted this. But there is now Sandlands in your local Forbidden Planet. Sandlands by Akira Toriyama came out, I think, before Dragon Ball and out of stock for years. Completely out of stock. Whether it was out of print, I feel like out of print is something that the fans say because at the end of the day, Viz still owned the licensing for it and they could just print it anytime. But seeing this was crazy. And you can, one, it's in a Forbidden Planet. So I knew it was brand new because it's also got the brand new Viz Media logo on there. You can see right there. This came out, surprisingly, 2023, I think it was. Where is it? Does it say? First printed 2003, 6th printed November 2023. I don't know when that actually happened. I don't know if they printed it and then like they've only just shipped them out, but I've seen nobody pick this up or add this to their collection recently. But if you're looking for a bit of rare history, manga history, Akira Toriyama obviously sadly passed away recently, and I just hope that they print some of these other works for us to enjoy. I don't want to be paying scalpel prices for stuff like this. Maybe they did it because the PlayStation 5 game also came out at the same time. Is it any good? I don't know. But it's Akira Toriyama. I've got his theatre works, that big omnibus that he has with like 20 of his one-shots and short stories. And I think I'd just like to pick up some of the other things. He's also got, I only found out recently that some of the characters in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are characters in other series. There's a demon in this series that is, what's his name? Diablo? He was in the Majin Buu saga. He is in this series, I think. Pretty sure it's this one. There's also, he's got that space alien galaxy dude, Giacomo, is that his name? Jaco? Weird alien guy with a purple face, turquoise eyes, and like a white, like Saiyan suit. He shows up in Dragon Ball Super. You know, so it's like all these stories that he has are just within the same universe. It's crazy. Pray for Dr. Slump reprints. Ugh. Maybe omnibuses. That would be nice. What was it? 18? 16 volumes? Is that right? Am I just chatting rubbish? But yeah, this was a nice surprise. As soon as I was walking through Forbidden Planet and I said to myself, it's 3 for 2 on Viz and 70s only. So I'm not going to buy anything because I'll be going to Worlds Apart, which is like part of the Forbidden Planet International, which is 3 for 2 on everything. But I saw this and I thought, no, I have to get it now on the odd chance that nowhere else has it. But if you've always wanted it, now you can. And I picked up volume 3, the hideous yellow compared to the previous 2 volumes of The Summer Hikaru Died. Now, I've actually got the light pretty high. But these are the first 2 volumes. There's a stark difference in color choices, if you ask me. These 2 are nice. It would have been nice if they kept like the nice calming blue. The yellow is a bit off-putting. I don't know does anyone know what the next color is? But yeah, the yellow is kind of off-putting, but the story, phenomenal. I love it. I'm really invested and I want to see more. I want to be creeped out and I want to see more passion for their adventures. Red? How red is red? You know what? I don't want to get my keyboard out right now. It's actually hard to read the white on the... Yeah, you're right, actually. It is. Unless you're close. From further behind, I can't... To be fair, I wear glasses. But from like an arm's length, I can't read the summer. I can just about read Hikaru died. And I don't like the fact that they put died. They've not just put died, they put D here, a massive space, I-E-D. It's like a huge spacing. Crazy. Then I picked up Chojin X Volume 5. Volume 6 just dropped. I said I was going to pick up Tokyo Ghoul Re Tokyo Ghoul, whatever it is. Because I would like to finish that before I start Chojin X. But I think I'm just going to go straight in for Chojin X again. I'm going to start rereading it because I think we're at a point now where we're printing past where I originally read up to, which I think was Volume 3 or 4. The anime was announced for what? The Summer Hikaru died? No way. In that case, I need to read Volume 4 first. Because roughly, you get 4, maybe 5 volumes worth of content adapted into anime. That's normally how it works for every like core season. 12 episodes. So we need at least Volume 4. That's great. That's amazing. That will definitely be creepy. And then I picked up Glitch. This is Volume 3. I couldn't find Volume 2, which is sad. I mentioned before, Lost Lad London was a perfect read for me. Set in London. Nice murder mystery series. And this is the same mangaka. Art style, exactly the same. But more supernatural. About glitches that kind of glitch into our world. Some people can see the glitches. Some people can't. The glitches are like... At the moment, they seem to be animals. That like pixelated animals that glitch from like ceiling to floor, like through the clouds onto the ground, and then they like phase out. It's a good... I feel like from the first volume, I'm invested in the mystery. This mangaka has a great sense of like what it means to grip the reader into being invested in the mystery that's being told. And I would just love Volume 2 so I could finish reading it. I don't know if this is the final volume. Does it say? I don't think it does. There is no final volume. I'm too scared to look through the end. Is there a chapter? No, it just says chapter 1 to 18. And I'm too scared to look at the back page. I don't know if there's any more volumes. Like, Glitch is really good. If you're into like mystery series, then I would suggest it. 1, 2. All right. And then we have... That time, I got reincarnated as a slime. I'm in an R-in with collecting a bunch of isekai recently. And slime has always been up there. But the reason why I haven't, because one, it's Kodansha. Kodansha is never 3 for 2 on anything. And also, slime isekai is quite old. It's hard to pick up the singles for a reasonable price. And they've just started releasing these omnibuses. So I've got Omnibus 1. This is Volume 1, 2, and 3. And hopefully, if I keep on top of this, I'll be able to get up to date within no time. By next year, hopefully, I'll be relatively up to date compared to, where the anime was, which is what I've watched up to. You might try getting the light novel. When I did my recommendations for 2024, a few people mentioned about doing a light novel. I just haven't got time. But then again, I'm now unemployed. So this would be the perfect time to pick up a light novel. Then again, I don't have that much money. And it's either I buy light novels or I spend my money on you guys and prizes. Alex! How's it going? How's the chicken going? I don't think it's this Alex. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so I picked up that, and hopefully that will be this will be the start of more isekai being put on my shelf. I also reached out to Caitlin for a couple of isekai recommendations. So hopefully she comes back to me with some. And sadly, that is it for the Manga Haul. Not as many volumes as I was hoping. But here it is. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 volumes. And if I'm correct, no one said 8. We have 14, 9, 37 for Manga Cat, 26, 12, 16, 15, 20, 27, 14, 21. I don't think there's any more. I don't think so. Another day, another bunch of money in my account. The thing is, I like doing these. It does hurt a little bit when I see the money leave my account, especially nowadays when I obviously have no money coming in. But I have enough money that I'm willing to invest in a good time for you guys. Oh, by the way, does anyone know if Caitlin has been doing the manga quizzes on Wednesdays still? Because I was there for the first 2, but I haven't been active in the Discord for like 2-3 weeks now, and I don't think I haven't been keeping up with the manga quizzes because it was originally supposed to be 1 day. There has been 3 parts. Oh, I missed the third one. That sucks. There is one other thing that I would like to say. I also want to start doing, so Wednesdays I was streaming and just updating my manga spreadsheet and updating my reading log. It has been a while since I've read. I deep dived into Final Fantasy and some other video games, but this I just want to, I think Wednesdays I probably won't do that anymore. But what I want to do to get reading more, I want to do a book club. So Monday, I want to announce a book and then I want to read it and then talk about it on the Wednesday. Now, I'm not saying that everyone has to join in. I'll take recommendations, even if it's just like 1 or 2 volumes. Doesn't have to be a whole series. I just want to read a couple of things, maybe just 1 book. Next month for June, I would really like to also read a bunch of BL and GL. Yeah, so a book club. So Monday, I would announce the book, the series, and we can just read, I don't know, at least the first volume and just talk about it. We could talk spoilers and everything and just not talk about the future stuff. You plan on reading My Love Mix-Up? Great. That's the kind of thing. So just read the first volume, and we talk about it on Wednesday, and then, you know, talk about what we like, who we don't like, if it was good, why it wasn't good. You can give BL Rex. Yeah, I think for June, I would like to read a BL or GL every single day. Just 1 volume every single day. Read Dangerous Convenience Store. Oh, maybe next week we'll start off by reading, what is it? On or Off. I've been wanting to read it for a long time. I've seen a lot of phallic stuff, and I just kind of need to see what it's all about, you know? What am I missing? You know? Am I really missing anything? But yeah, so there'll be no stream between now and next week, Monday. I have got a bunch of video. I've got like 6-7 videos ready. I have a few stream ideas that I'll turn into videos as well. I have a couple of videos that are coming out, have already come out, that are based on, that were streams. I've also got a couple of manga hauls coming out. I've got a couple of other videos that are coming out. And hopefully, you know, in the next month, most of those will be done and they will be out there. And I'll continue to stream every Monday like normal. And then all the other days for June, I don't know what I'll do. I'll do something, but I'll go live every day that I can in June. Yes, I'll also read Dickfire Island as well. That will be up there. But anyways, as you could probably hear, the ending theme is playing. So thank you very much for joining today. It has been fun. It has been real, and it's been real fun. Thank you very much for indulging me in letting me speak a load of rubbish on my time off. There was a bunch of other stories that I could have done, but that took the cake. I thought my weekend was just my whole week was just gonna go downhill after that. Alex, you take it easy. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much for coming, and I'll see you all next week. And we'll pick out some BL and GL and just get really into the month, you know? Some good stories. Goodbye.